Hello, this is Love Coach Kat, and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite tools for studying, practicing, and sharing compassionate connections. It's right here. It's a two-sided sheet, and it has on it the two fundamental questions that Dr. Marshall Rosenberg asks people in an effort to have them really look at how they can make life more wonderful and how to find win-win situations. So, I just want to take a moment and show you what this card is about. On the front side there's a diagram, and it basically has all of the basics of compassionate connections. So it shows that there's two ways of being. We can either be in a state of joy and connection, which is shown by the light, or we might be in a perception of separation and pain, which is shown by the behaviors on the left. In the heart of this image is a reminder that every single behavior that anyone ever does is out of an attempt to meet a precious need. So those needs are listed on the back here in the green box. We can also call them longings, values, desires, but these basic needs are what motivate all of action in life. When they're met, we have joyful feelings, which are in the red box here. When they're unmet, we might have painful, uncomfortable feelings, which are in the blue box here. So one of the things that this does is it helps us just to understand that our emotions are cues for what's working well and what's not, where we're actually longing for something and trying to make that manifest. When we can understand that everything anyone ever does is motivated by needs, it's much easier to come to a place of compassion for whatever behavior comes up. And in this fourth box here is a list of virtues, and the virtues are qualities of light or spirit. So inside of every life challenge, and certainly we have plenty of them as human beings, we have an opportunity to flex our spiritual muscle. So the virtues here are reminders of what various qualities of light we have the opportunity to express and to acknowledge in the world around us. This becomes a very powerful practice for manifesting yourself as an embodied spiritual being and creating that in your world. Coming back to the front here, we have a few key teachings. One is that simply the essence of being is love. The very source from which we all arise is, in my experience, is love. And one of the things I've come to found is that every single religion or spiritual practice, every theology and non-theology, all points to a source from which everything arises. There's some kind of a beginning, we could say. And so I like to call this beginning place the pure light of being. Inside of this pure light of being, we're connected to the field of infinite possibility because it is the foundation from which everything arises. So as we connect through our hearts to this pure light of being, we are coming in touch with that from which everything is made manifest. Down in the corners here, we have some reminders. This one's from A Course in Miracles. It's all love, or a call for love. And it's a reminder that when we see somebody who's in a behavior that's painful or hurtful, that they're actually longing for something. They're longing for love, understanding, connection, respect. Any one of those needs may be motivating a strategy that's simply not working well. And then a famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi, "Be the change you want to see." This is simply to remind us that who we are in the world, in every choice and in every action makes a difference. So remember that you have an opportunity in every moment to show up in the way that you would love to see people show up in the world. This becomes a very, very powerful practice as you walk through life. A couple other things on here, and they're the side notes as well. On this side, it says that every challenge life brings is an opportunity to flex your spiritual muscle. What qualities of light are you inspired to practice? So again, that goes into being the change you want to see, embodying the light and the heart. And it goes back to the virtues on this other side of the sheet. On the other side, it says unpleasant feelings are a sign of unmet needs of the present or the past. What are you telling yourself that is generating these feelings? One of our practices in Compassionate Connections is to get really clear about what's actually happening and what we might be telling ourselves, what we might be thinking or perceiving about what is happening. Distinguishing these two, what's actually happening from what we're telling ourselves about what's happening, is a very powerful practice in being able to relate to our world in a way that's empowering. So I believe that pretty much sums up what we have on this card here. There is more information on different parts of this. You can go to cnvc.org. That's the Center for Nonviolent Communication, created by Marshall Rosenberg, and it goes deeply into feelings and needs and this whole practice of nonviolent communication. The virtues, there's more information at thevirtuesproject.org. And of course, there is more of my work at giftofmyheart.com, and my offerings alongside Scott Katamas are at lovecoachscott.com. Feel free to contact us with any questions, and I'll look forward to learning and playing and growing more love with you. Blessings and namaste.